Thank you, Don. You did a very good job. Now I don't have to do anything. But I would want to thank those who are responsible for me being here tonight, especially my sister Louise. She has pushed for this thing ever since this Hall of Fame thing began. And finally you have won. But as I say, if it wasn't for my family sacrificing for me, I wouldn't be here. When I went to school, my sisters and brothers stayed at home and worked so that I could go to school. That is what I'm thankful for today. I chose Westchester University over and above other universities or colleges, namely Catawba. I was told after I found out that Catawba was interested in me that I might not make it because of segregation. When they found out I was black, they wouldn't have taken me. But I did go to Westchester University, and I knew I was black when I got there. Westchester University welcomed me with open arms. In fact, I was recruited by the track coach to go to school there, and if when he found me in Altoona, he drew conclusions on me, he wouldn't have taken me because he found me in a pool room. I don't necessarily have to do the things that they did in pool rooms in those days, but the pool room was located next to a church. The two pool rooms, a church was located in between the two pool rooms. I did attend that church. Now, when I first got to Westchester, I'm sorry I'm taking all this time for this, but I'm proving a point that it wasn't easy. When I first got to Westchester, I had an interview with the head coach down there for track, and he found me a place to live. Anybody else who was drafted to play football or track or anything else naturally stayed in a dormitory. But me being black, I wasn't welcome in that dormitory. So I had to take the best next thing I could find, and that was staying with a doctor, and I'm glad I did because he was a good friend of mine. Staying with this doctor, he defended me in many ways. I decided that, all right, you got me in school, I took the test, I passed that, I found a place to stay, but my stomach said to me, ask him where I'm going to eat. So in order for me to eat, the guy said, oh, that's simple. I want you to go up those steps, make a left-hand turn, and the first door on the right is where you'll be eating. So I said, I don't care where it is, I'm going. I went up these steps, and the first door I made a turn to the right. But he didn't tell me that I was eating with the help of the college, and that there would be a petition between the black help and the white help. My reason for eating in this particular situation was because all college students who got a so-called scholarship were given a job as waiters in the dining room. And me being black, I wasn't allowed in that lousy dining room. So I had to take the best next thing I could. And that was eat in that dining room with a petition between the black and the white. And since I was getting my food for free, I had nothing more to say. I ate there for 5 years, a year after I graduated. So in lieu of a waiter's job that they usually gave to athletes, since I wasn't allowed in the dining room as a waiter or an eater, they gave me a job passing out equipment. And I appreciated it. I couldn't be found sometimes because I was busy doing other things, passing out equipment. They had to get their own equipment. But nevertheless, I was thankful to the college for having accepted me on a strength of an NYA job, and I got trust for the whole 4 years I was in school. I don't know whether I owed them at the end of the terms or not, but I went there and I was drawing $15 a month from the NYA. I never saw it, but I got my education anyhow. So when I'm saying this to say this to young black athletes today, you really have it made if you take advantage of the situations you're in now. Even when I got ready to graduate, all teachers, this was a teacher's college at the time, all teachers who were black had to teach in a segregated school. I went to them after I found out a little secret they had. I took physical education, and I found out that the first 4 in the class didn't have to leave the campus. They taught college freshmen. I happened to be one of the first 4, and I let them know it too. I'm not crying on anybody's shoulder. I'm so glad that I was able to get this education. But I'm saying that there's pitfalls put before you, and if you're not careful, you'll fall into them. But if it wasn't for the strength of my family being in back of me, I might not have been able to make it. I had also encouragement coming from people like Dick Bartholomew, who has been praised by 3 other speakers here. He was an inspiration in my life. And he too wondered why I wasn't in the Hall of Fame here. And I know before he passed that he told them that I should be here. I'm not saying that to say that somebody else put me in here. I must have put myself in here or I wouldn't have been here. But I'm trying to emphasize segregation and ill treatment of people. I went from school, after I graduated from school, I was drafted in the service. One of the first draftees in the history of the United States Army, I think. I was drafted 7 months before Pearl Harbor. I was sent to an all-black outfit. This all-black outfit happened to have the highest IQ of anybody in the whole United States, any engineer outfit in the whole United States Army. And that's a proud thing to be praised. I'm praising that because I'm proud to be a part of it. After the service, after being in the service and segregated, I was segregated all the time I was in there. Even though I went to OCS, Officers Candidate School, I was segregated there. We slept separately, we ate separately. The only thing we did was graduate together. And a lot of people didn't know we were segregated, but we got it anyhow. I did happen to become one of the first company commanders in this whole Corps of Engineers who was black. There was only 6 people in the United States Army who had the rank of captain, and I happened to be one of them. Thank you. I want to backtrack a little bit by saying my time's up. He said, slow it up. Or speed it up, whatever he said. I'm going to take my time. I forgot my train of thought. But nevertheless, I'm so happy that some of the people who were in the audience were in back of me. I want to see Mrs. Bartholomew after this meeting's over. But before I leave, I would like for my family to stand. Thank you very much.